Hi everyone, we are group number 2, and for our design of experiments we wanted to do something with boiling water. So what we decided to do was we wanted to look at a couple of variables and how that will affect the boiling time of water. And what we're looking for is the shortest amount of time to boil water, and that will be our optimum combination, is the shortest amount of time. So our experimental constants and variables, what we decided on for our constants, the pot used to heat the water and the stovetop we were using to heat the water source, so the sink, not purified water versus something different. The timer that we used and the person timing was consistent, in the amount of heat, which was the stove set on high, was kept constant. And the variables that we wanted to test, the two we chose, were the position of the lid and the amount of water in the pot. So here are variables kind of explained. So factor A is the lid position. So the negative represents the lid completely off the pot, plus represents the lid completely covering the pot. And then for factor B, we have water amount. So the minus represents the pot being a quarter full, and the plus represents the pot being 3/4 full. And then for our procedure, you were to look at whatever combination it was you were doing, pour the correct amount of water into the pot, place the lid on or off depending on the combination, then turn on the heat to high and begin the timer. Once the water heats to a rolling or moderate boil, stop the timer, and that was kept consistent basically because the same person was watching it boil every time, so they knew generally at what point to record the time. Then you record the time and you would repeat that 5 times for each combination. So here are just a couple of pictures. Here on this side, on the left, we have the factor A negative, which is the lid off, and factor A positive on the right when the lid is on. And then here's a short video of just us going through the process. And there it starts to boil. And so that's what we did, and repeated that 5 times for each combination. And then here's the data we collected. So for each combination, we ran 5 trials. And you can see the various combinations here. Remember, factor A is the lid, and factor B is the amount of water. And so you can definitely see that there's a difference in the times that we have, depending on the combination. Here are our numbers crunched a little bit. So we have our average times for each combination, and then the standard deviation from those times. Combination 1 had kind of a high standard deviation, but the rest are pretty low down there. And then our grand average down at the bottom there is 2 minutes and 53 seconds. And as you can see, combination 3, what we're looking for again is the smallest amount of boiling time, and combination 3 definitely has that at 2 minutes and 16 seconds. It's pretty noticeably lower than the other groups, and definitely lower than the grand average there. Now we have our factor analysis. So our average boiling time for A, so A is with the lid on or off. So our average boiling time with the lid off is 2 minutes and 57 seconds, and with it on is 2 minutes and 39 seconds. And then remember, factor B is the amount of water. So on our plus, so with 3/4 full, it's about 3 minutes and 11 seconds on average, and with the water a quarter of the pot, it's about 2 minutes and 24 seconds. And so again, what we're looking for is the lowest numbers on there. And so for our factor A with the lid on or off, the lid on produces the lowest boiling time, and for factor B, the quarter full or 3/4 full, a quarter full produces the lowest boiling time. So that means that our optimum level is at a plus for factor A and a minus for factor B. So then we took our optimum combination there and plugged it into our formula to find the minimum cooking time. So we have our grand average, which again was 2 minutes and 53 seconds. And you take that and you're going to subtract that from our factor A optimum level average, and you can see all the math that goes on here with the numbers plugged in. So again, 253 is our grand average. And this is our 2 minutes and 39 seconds is our average optimum factor A level, and 2 minutes and 24 seconds is our optimum factor B. And so after all that, our minimum cooking time should be at 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So then we're going to test our optimal factors, and so we did the same experimental procedure, only with one combination, the plus and minus, and our average came out to be 2 minutes and 21 seconds with a very small standard deviation here. What we ended up finding was that our experimental data actually produced a number lower than our predicted data, which is interesting. So as you can see here, our experimental produced a number for boiling water that was 2 minutes and 21 seconds, while our predicted was 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So there's a little bit of a discrepancy there. And what we think might be a possible explanation, maybe human error when recording the time, not allowing the pot to cool completely or not consistently allowing it to cool or not cool, and maybe inconsistent amounts of water. So that's our experiment. Thank you for listening and have a great day.